Hello Minecraft fans, and welcome back to Rivenbourne. It's been a while, but we're finally here in episode 26, I think? Yeah? And we've got a brand new city to start, which I am just very excited about. Of course, I'm here in familiar territory, but over here, I thought I'd just grab a few things that I need. I'm going to need this map here, and this one, and let's take this one too, because that up there is where we're heading. Let's see, that right there is where we're heading to start the new city, and already I've got everything I need in these 6 or 9 or 11 shulker boxes. Hopefully, everything that I need for my builds for a good long time, so I won't have to be coming back or creating any nether portals, because one thing that I want to do, let's just go this way, is not use the nether in the new area so that we can load it in with the update to 1.16 and take advantage of all those really cool nether biomes that they're promising us. So, to the skies, let's start this. Alright, through the mists, in the mountains, up here where it snows all the time, we're coming for our destination. I did a lot of scouting around here. I was actually looking at this hill for a really long time as a potential candidate before I found this little area right here. And as you can see, there is our flag right in the ground. I love this little, I don't know, hanging valley, I guess, that I found up here with a few little trees, which of course we're going to replace. It's interesting, mostly oak and a few spruce trees. Anyway, we're going to replace with some custom trees, but snow everywhere, and that's perfect. And this is exactly, up there, definitely buildings. Down here, definitely part of it. And then, pathways running off down the valleys. And, well, let me actually find a good location for like a starting building and some of the other things in this place. And then I'll loop you back in and we can come up with a build style and something like a template building. But this is just so cool. And I tell you, I looked around for a long time, and when I found this little hanging valley here, I knew this is where one of our towns should go. Let's see if I can get a better view of this whole place. So what we have here is an image of the landscape that we have to work with, and what I want to do is put in a lot of awesome buildings here. What I'm thinking of is walls in these areas on the orange lines, right on the edge, and I'm thinking like mostly wood walls, nothing fancy with stone or anything, that and pretty thin too, but that would keep marauders out. Of course, it'd be pretty treacherous to get up there and help defend the city, but it'd also be sort of privacy as well, so that spies couldn't look in and see what they're doing in this. It's very tight-knit community here, and so probably spruce walls on the lower section, and then also a wall up here on the upper section, kind of like a keep. In a city you'd have the outer walls, the outer city walls, and then you have the keep walls as well as kind of a secondary contingency they could fall back to. And then this lower area will be mostly town buildings. So your usual small kind of an agricultural community that's not doesn't have a ton of resources, so their buildings are kind of small. And some agricultural buildings down below with maybe some livestock, indicated by the green circles. I imagine those being cute little cows or something. And then up on the upper regions, we'll have the big buildings. And this is sort of where the town has shifted its focus. So this is the new town. And all these buildings have deep basements as well, because this is where they're experimenting with redstone and starting to industrialize. So all the townspeople support these bigger buildings, but this is where it happens up here in the red, and that's where they have factories and tree farms and steam power, and it's very hidden. That's their secret, that they've really got more resources than meets the eye. So that's a rough plan. It'll probably change a couple times. And this is what I love about this place. Look at these fjords. They're just plunging and steep and sheer and all those good things. Anyway, we're approaching our village here, and this is another really cool feature of this area. It's this sort of, I don't know, little foyer, and then this gap here. Before right over there is where the village interior would be. So we're going to build some gates here, and this will be the main pathway. It'll come up through here, and then just poof, plunge down there. And it won't be much of a pathway, but this is kind of a hidden village. It's not a place a lot of people are going, so let's set up the ender chest and get to building. We got everything we need in here. I don't think I brought any wool, so I won't be able to mark out, plan out any buildings, but that won't matter. I'll get out the spruce and we will, I can find some sheep and start shearing them and dyeing them. I brought every kind of dye that I could think of. But yeah, let's start building. Okay, so what I've done is a wee bit of terraforming to make this approach a little bit gentler, or at least not too steep for a trail to get up here, a pathway. And then marked out where the gate should go, and again, just carved this out a little bit. It's a work in progress, but that will be the gate, the main gate to our village, city, outpost. Yeah, well, what do you want to call this? Like a civilization? No. How about a village? Anyway, now it's important to get, of course, the gate in here, and it's diagonal gate. So, that poses challenges with the door placement. As you can see, I am not so experienced with doors that I can really tell where they go. Yeah, so that's one idea. The other thing you could do is a bunch of trapdoors. Let's do this. Like that. I don't think that's really going to look very good. Come on. There we go. Oh, but you know what? That doesn't look all bad. Let's complete it a bit. Let's just do... Oh, come on. Well, there's so much for completing it. That is what we get. So I could do something like that with spruce trapdoors and spruce doors. But we might want to do some bigger... Yeah, we definitely want to do something bigger. So the other thing we could do is just have it partially open, as if it were just being opened right when this snapshot was taken. And I have one door kind of going out this way. And we could do spruce for that and go kind of like this. Oh, well, again, I'm out, but that's the idea. I have one like this, and then we just slip in through here as the other one's like over here or something. I think that's what I'm going to do, and then the question is, should we use spruce or stripped spruce? And I think the answer is going to be a combination. But if we kind of put, oh, not like that. Here, let's do it like this. Kind of go like that across the top. That'll make it quite fortified. And then continue the wall, actually, around this place. Going around, and I think that's going to work. But the question is, should it be stripped like that or not? I'm not sure. I think some of it is going to have to be stripped because it can't just be solid spruce everywhere. Plus, here's the thing about stripping logs. If you go like this, and you put two logs next to each other, or a whole row, you can't see where the difference is in between them, right? There's no differentiation in the bark. This could be a big tree. Well, that's why it's like that, is so you can make the big trees. But as soon as you strip it, then you have a line right between them where it gets darker along the edges, and then suddenly you can see exactly where the borders of each individual block are. So they look more like poles stacked up right next to each other, rather than one big giant tree. And that is useful for what we want, because we're making a wooden wall around this place. We want to be able to tell that it was made out of trees and not like it just grew there. And of course, that's another option. But I think that would make you dizzy if you replicated this around the whole place a lot. And then, the other thing is when it's diagonal, you don't have a problem, telling the blocks apart. So it might just be on the flat parts that we need to do something like that. But for this gate, looks like this. I'm thinking that stripped spruce looks pretty good, and so I think we'll stick with that. So let me finish this up. Alright, try to contain your disappointment. And remember, this is going to look a lot better once we get the sort of gatehouse on top of it. I don't know if that's what it's called. That's what I'm going to call it for a little while, until I learn otherwise. But we're going to put something on top of this, and it's going to look way better. For now, it's functional. These are kind of a scrappy people. They throw together what they have, and they make it work. And that's what I'm doing, actually. So I have something in common with the people who live here and who built this flimsy looking gate out of cardboard, apparently. So let's go ahead and put something on here. Now, is this the front? Yeah, so we're going to go like this and like this just to get something in here. And put, you know what, stairs aren't going to work. Let's get rid of this here and put in planks. Here and here and here. And I know it's spruce on spruce, but we're going to try it out. And if I have to, I'll change it to oak or something like that. But I think, should these go all in the same direction? We're going to try these all going in the same direction for now. Let's do this. Throw some dirt behind it. It's not going to be the most fascinating segment. And throw some of that like that. If we do it again right here, should look pretty fancy. See how that looks. Oh, missed it. Okay, this is much closer to the effect that I'm going for. So now I just need to change out some of the blocks, and I'm thinking spruce trapdoors are going to be my friend for this, so it doesn't look the way it does. But as far as the shape, that's exactly going to be exactly right. The question, of course, is, since it's not centered, can we do 2 windows in a row, or do we need this post in between each window? So let's try it with 2 windows in a row, see if we have any better luck. As long as they're facing the right way, we should at least be a bit more successful. Let's helper block here, throw that up there and get rid of it. And try that. Let's get rid of this too. Yes, I have a shovel in my hotbar. No, I did not plan on using it. Alright, so this is exactly what I'm envisioning. Only centered. Well, I suppose we could do 2 central posts. Then at least it would be symmetric, right? Symmetry not so important in this build, not like in Rivenbourne. Or in Mistglade, I mean. However, still nice. Still looks good, right? May not be essential. Still important. There we go. Yeah, alright. So the problem with spruce trapdoors is that they can't both go in there. But I suppose, yeah, I suppose we can be scrappy and put that together. Like if we do this, yes. And again on the other side, bear with me. Oh, it's going down. I don't think that makes a difference. I don't think the spruce trapdoor has a direction like the what birch trapdoor does. And then we take out this one. Then all we do is throw this here and this here. And suddenly we have something with a bit of variation, something that's a bit more pleasing to look at. And of course I'd continue that, replicate that ad infinitum. Yeah, I think that's going to look a little bit better. And then big strong posts at the end, which I can throw in right now, and I don't think I will strip. And it's getting dark. Alright, from way back here, looks, plausibly foreboding. Yeah, there's a bit too many qualifiers, but hey, it's possible that this gate could be, you know, fortified, could mean trouble. Let's just finish up this last bit. Can I sneak around here? I think I can. Oops. There we go. Yes, super parkour. And throw that on. Now we throw a roof on that, and I think we've got ourselves kind of a gatehouse. Like I said, the only other thing I want is these poles. So maybe we go like this here, and then this looks super strong. We go like this, and if we go right up through here with it, that's going to be pretty cool. Alright, and it kind of serves as a template for the wall, at least. Certainly not for the buildings. They're not going to look like this. I'm thinking the buildings might have more oak planks in them, but really it's way too soon to tell. So, but this is kind of cool. You walk around up here, peek out, shoot your arrows. Alright, very cool. I don't have proper machicolations down here, like I should, but machicolations? Machicolations. I don't have a proper machicolations down there. In fact, that would make it too realistic and less picturesque, because realism is not what you want in Minecraft. Now, in inspecting this from the back, I think it'll be good that it's just a front. I don't think it should be an enclosed space. So maybe the roof has got to go. Maybe I'll do something else. But I'm thinking there should be a ramp up to it, like a quick staircase, kind of like I've already got actually. This was just to help me out. But if I went something like this, again, no shovel. Okay, fine, shovel. See, that's what always happens. It's just extra shovel. It's just not worth it. But yeah, so we got like a stairway up here. Kind of not really what I wanted, but and then a ladder over here for all those able-bodied ladder people to go up this way. And that ought to get us right up, get them right up to there, so if they could defend if they wanted to. But basically, that would be it. So we made some much needed improvements. On the top, these posts here, big thick posts, turn into kind of more pointed stripped spruce, which might have to go. What I want is, you know, sharp kind of stake, kind of like these fence posts. But is there a good way to do that? I'm not sure. But it does make sense that they would be carved off at the top, and so they wouldn't have the bark on them. So that makes sense. And then over here, what they've done, what the, I guess, militia has done is created like an area where you can be kind of on duty, still keeping watch, of course, but also relaxing by a nice fire, away from all of this flammable wood. And so they've got gravel and coarse dirt over here. There we go, coarse dirt. And they've maybe got a game of cards set up, which I don't know if there's a game of cards block. Probably not, so we'll have to come up with something else. But they'll be gathered around the fire here with some gravel, of course. And all the snow will be cleared away because the fire will be warming it up. And give it kind of a lived-in feel, which I think is going to be nice. And let's do this right there. Cool. Let's put some seats around here. What do you think? How's that? No, that is too close. It's not going to communicate. I mean, they're not fancy. These seats are not going to be fancy. Maybe just like it looks like just somebody's stuff. Maybe like a campfire that's been put out for extra wood. Here, we'll put it right here, and we'll go like this. There, I think that looks good. Awesome, and of course some more snow around here. I did a little bit of terraforming, got rid of this big tree. Oh, I really want that to be grass. Look at this. Yeah. Oh, hey, it works. Turned into grass right underneath the snow. Well, that's good to know. Glad to see that works. But that's going to just about do it. This looks like a friendly place, and you'd sit here and you'd watch invaders come up. And why do they need such strong fortifications in the city? It's because they have enemies. You know, from the cinematic, Xylo, Bane of the Sky. Yeah, Xylo likes to pick on them over here and bring his armies over and exact money and goods from them and force them to do his labor. So they've put up these defenses that are really more of a bivouac, you know, temporary defenses. Look it up. It's a good vocab word for the day. in attempts to stop Xylo from raiding around here. Other vocab words from the episode include machicolations and fjords. If you don't know what those words are, definitely look them up. But we've got big plans for this place. So, hope you tune in next time. I think we're going to be right back here in this village, working on a redstone project for it before we go somewhere else. Also, tell me what you think this village should be called. We need a name for it, and put it down in the comments. So, most importantly, make sure you tune in next time, in our next episode, in our very own world of Rivenbourne.